So here we are, guys. This is Model Expo 2023. We've done a bit of a show of what we've got on our stand, but let's go and have a look and see what's around the show. So let's go. This is 48 scale out of box. So these are all built directly out of the box. There's some nice stuff on here. That's quite nice. That's a nice kit. Phantoms, Hunters, Phantoms. One of my all-time favorite aeroplanes. That's the Monogram 48 scale Hustler. I wish they would reissue it. It's such a lovely kit. Or if somebody would do us a nice new one. So there you go. As you can see, it's 40 years. It's 40 years of Model Expo. This thing's been going for 40 years. And I think I've been to nearly every single one of them. Look at this. This is quite nice. It's all been lit as well. That's the, I believe that's the old Revell kit. Little waterfall. This is all Gundam and Mecha, or Gundam or Mecha. A lot of stuff in there. Goes right around, you see, all these. And these are all generally, these haven't been just put together. These have been cleaned up, painted, glued together properly, detailed. Some of them have been modified. I don't think Gundam really came in until about 10 years ago when it became way more popular in mainstream rather than it was an outside little area sort of thing of modelling, and it wasn't sort of considered a lot of modelers. But as more and more people or more and more kids have got into anime and everything else, they've sort of come back to it. But this is very big in Japan and places like that, and it's sort of filtered into Australia. And now I think they created the categories for this about 8 to 10 years ago. So, and it's kept growing. So it's really sort of become quite, we sell it at the stores. We sell so much of it, it's not funny. All the cars. These are open, which means, what it means by open is that they can have modifications to the car, they can do different paint schemes, they can bulk it out. If you have a look at this sort of thing, they've modified it with all sorts of other parts, all the reference and things like that. So that's what they mean by open. It just means that you can do what you like to the vehicle. Sometimes it'll have out of box, which means you can only build what's supplied in the box. Sometimes you can change the color scheme depending to give you options for colors, but this is where people have gone nuts on their model. This is all sci-fi. Some nice stuff through here. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. Model Expo's gone from being run by one of the clubs, IPMS, where it was mostly entries done by IPMS members and things like that, and they were always good quality, but there was always that standard of best you can do type of thing. This day and age, with the kits that are available and with the techniques that are available and all the new skills that people have learned, the quality of the modelling and the competitions is completely different to what it was 40 years ago. And there's so many other groups involved, there's so many clubs now involved. As you see around, you'll see that there's all sorts of clubs in here. And the quality of the competition stuff, it's tough work. You really have to know what you're doing to enter the competition. That's not to say you don't give it a go, because the only way, if you want to compete, the only way you're going to improve, or you want to improve your modelling, is enter a competition and see how you go. And then if you go well, that's great. If you don't quite place, then you can ask around and find out what it is that you can improve on just little things like that. And that's all, most of the people in here, that's how they've done it. They've just grown each step as they've gone along, and it works out fine. It's ESSMC. This is the one near us, isn't it? Near Box Hill store. This is the shop thing. Look at the big bus. Just an eclectic series of models. This club's been going for a long time. Oh, there you go. 1992 they started. Yeah. So as you can see, this is a model club where there's so many different modelers doing so many different things. You get a great idea of what you can build and what's available and things like that. Lots of nice stuff through here. This is another one of the categories. Have a look at this is a genre that's really, really growing. This is sci-fi, and as you can see by the stuff that's being done, the different things that are being done. Look at this thing. That's a model kit. Somebody's built that as a diorama model kit. That is just awesome. Even down to the firing and all the lights and everything else. All this sort of stuff. It's just awesome. So there you go, that's pretty cool. When they first started, I reckon there would have been no more than about 10 to 15 categories, and it was very simple categories. Cars, this, out of box, blah, 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 blah. Now, there's probably, I don't know, there's probably 60 odd different categories, because they've had to, because of the generation or the proliferation of so many kits, they've actually broken it down into, aircraft. Take aircraft. You've got pre-1935, post-1935, just because there's so many. They took helicopters out and created their own category because there's so many more helicopters becoming available. Cars have gone from just cars 24 scale to cars curbside, cars this, Formula One cars. So each category has grown to the point where there can be anything up to 10 different subcategories in each category. So it's quite outstanding. This one's out of box, medium. So this is all. So this is what I was saying before. This is straight out of the box. The only thing you're allowed to change is the colour scheme and add seat belts, I think it is. But this is all only what you find in the box, nothing else. They've added no resin or aftermarket details, anything like that. So it's all through there. But the difference in categories these days, there's categories that have been added purely because the modelling companies have come out. Like I said before with Gundam. Gundam is a whole separate category. All that wargaming we saw before, that wasn't in here 10 years ago. But because it's grown and there's so much more available, yes, it's become a category. Behind you, WSMC, Waverley Scale Model Club. Love this. That's really well done. That's so nice. This is the type of thing I'm talking about with where you can go. Years ago, you had the occasional 72nd scale airfix kit that you build and you put in, played with and everything else. Now it's got pretty serious because this is small, 72nd scale, out of box, but that is 72nd scale. Now that's 72nd scale and that's 72nd scale. But if you'd said to somebody 10 years ago that somebody will do a kit of that, they would have laughed at you. It's because the technology has become available that they can now produce this at a reasonable price and put it out. So that's the TACOM Rat. That's the first time I've seen one built. So that's pretty cool. What else we got? Just various armor through here. This is all. Armor's a big category in these. I think there's about 8 or 10 different subcategories within armor. So, and I think you'll find in years to come, there may even become a separate category for 16 scale. So you never know. And they adjust it all the time. They're always looking at what they can either combine or not combine or take in or take out, because sometimes you'll have categories that go for 2 or 3 years with no entries because there may be just not the people building at that stage. And then 3 years later, it'll come back out again. So they rearrange it. That's the beauty of this outfit. Open figures. These are beautiful. I can never get over how well these things are done. My partner, she does 25 mil and everything else. She's got nothing here this year, but just to watch her paint figures is just fascinates me. I can build airplanes or whatever, but this is like a whole different ball game. It's just the work and the detail and the painting and the look, I love this stuff, but I'd never give it a go myself. I'm just not that good. These are scratch built. This is people that have taken a figure and modified it and built it and added. And it's just, there you go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's the 200 scale one, I think. Yeah. Who's this? This is Mecha Workshop. Is some of these? 72nd scale out of box. Look at this monster. That's the resin kit, I believe. Yes, that's the resin anagram kit. That's 72nd scale. That's all resin. Wow. It's a bit more sci-fi and dragons and dinosaurs. Big diorama.
Somebody's invaded France.
Yep. Yeah. This is another one of the club displays. I believe, is it? Oh, no, this is a competition. This is vignettes. This is all vignettes. This is aircraft medium, so 48 scale and larger. So that's always a number of Aussie subjects here. Very nice. F-111 over the back. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, Japanese, Australian, American. Oh, there's Boomerang. Nice little kit.
I'll
1/16th one, yep. Another one. This is all dioramas. Look at that. That's very nice. This is all large scale, 1/35th scale and larger. This, a lot of biplanes. Nice to see some people still building wingnut kits in here. So that's pretty cool. This must be World War One. Oh, this is pre-1935. So that's why you're seeing a lot of biplanes. Again, this is what I'm saying. They've broken down categories even further to make it even more ways of, more figures. Oh, these are all busts. These are all figure busts. Some good ones in there. Micro scale. This is all 1/144th scale roughly and smaller. So there's all sorts of things in there. That's very nice. Like the aeroplane there. Another one of the club displays. You've seen that before. That's been in the city store. This is another club display, and they've chosen a theme this time, and it's all Curtis P40. It's a birthday, actually, I think it is. I think this is the 70th anniversary or something or other. Just all P40s, all the different types. Oh, remember I was saying before, they broke out a category called helicopters? Well, there you go. There's some nice stuff in there. This is out of box. This is out of box, 48 scale aircraft. You can see if you start from that end of the category, it goes all the way down there. This is a huge category. So it's a very, very popular category. When I believe they first started, there probably would have only been about 3 or 4 clubs, and in fact, the earlier model expos, I'm pretty sure, were only run by the IPMS team, and it was just an IPMS, and it just slowly grew and became it was the IPMS. But then, as more and more clubs came on board, and more clubs became affiliated, or not affiliated, but became part of the Model Expo, it was changed to the Model Expo. It wasn't IPMS, and it still isn't IPMS anymore. This is generally run by all the clubs. Every club's got a member on the committee, I believe. It's all people that want to help and want to promote this hobby, and that's what it's all about. I'd probably suggest there's about 20 clubs, 15, 20 clubs involved in this. Plus, there's a few individuals who have done individual displays. But no, it's grown to the point where it needs the support of all the clubs. So it's not IPMS anymore. This is Model Expo, Melbourne Model Expo, one of the biggest hobby shows in Australia. So you're always welcome to come down to it. Look at this. This is just all dark. It's just packed. Oh. Oh. Come and have a look at this. This is a Pac-Man model group called Grimy. It's pretty cool. Look at it. It's got the train. That's Trumpeter's train. He's built all this. Then it's loading on the track as well. And all these have been built just for this diorama. It's amazing. It's just a stunning piece. But I also like that. That's also very nice.
70 seconds.
Yeah. And knowing some of the kits that have been used on that, it's like, wow, that's excellent work. But you can see all the dioramas down there. Just some lovely stuff.